All right. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the new moon and Leo ritual and channeling. How's everybody doing? Are you feeling a little more Leo energy today? Hey, Amanda. Hey, Kate. Good to see your face. We're going to give people a couple minutes to pop in here. Um, but if you're doing dirt with us tonight, a bowl of dirt will do. If you are a plant person who has a willing house plant, you could also do that. I kill plants regular anyway, so I'm not going to do that with my dirt. But and this time my dirt bowl is bigger than usual because I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot more burning in it. But I just mixed some dirt, like it's not magic yet, and I also mixed a little bit of sand from a trip to the beach, and I've got a crystal underneath it. That you don't have to do yours that way, but just if you're doing it tonight, have a bowl, put some dirt in it, and maybe make sure the bowl can handle a little bit of heat because we're going to light some things on fire. Okay. In fact, with that in mind, it's been a while since we did magic like that together. Let me just do my safety disclaimers with the fire stuff. If you're lighting stuff on fire, please have a little bit of water, a little bowl of water next to you that you can use to extinguish any paper rather quickly. And just be aware of, like, if you've got a fire detector that's like ultra sensitive, um, just be careful, be safe. But we're not like lighting massive things on fire, but you just never know. So, pieces of paper, pen, bowl of dirt, and any items that you feel want to be with you here tonight. Any crystals, any cards, any objects, anything that you feel you want here. If you don't feel like anything's calling to you yet, that's okay. We're going to be working with this dirt for a while. And I thought I was going to be using my old dirt that I've had for a few years, but it felt like I wanted new dirt for today. So my dirt is new. Is everybody doing dirt? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Now, before we get started, also, does anybody have any questions they want to submit for the channeling tonight? I got two already in from you guys today. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Janine. Yes, and Janelle's using her old dirt, which is perfectly good. It's gonna give itself a refresh. Hi, Michelle. And if, as we go along, you have any questions about, if you need dirt related questions, just go ahead and ask. All right. Oh, I'm missing something I need. So you hold tight. I'll be back. Make sure you have something to light things on fire. All right. I've got your question, Nicole. Oh my God, what are you doing? All right. Awesome. All right, let's start with the check-in. How is everybody feeling energy-wise? With one being like super, super, super duper low energy, and 10 feeling like you're on fire and ready to just like tackle everything. How are we feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, we've got lots of sevens. Interesting. Kate says, so much better than before. I'm at an 8 today. Misty's a 7. Michelle's a 7. Janine also 7. 6.5 for Janelle. Yvonne's a 5. Another 7 for Rosa. 8 for Amanda. Oh, Cassie. Cassie's at a 1. We're gonna bolster your energy up, Cassie, with all these 7s. Stacy's also a 7, and Charlie is a solid 7. Oh my god, that's funny. 7's the number for tonight, apparently. All right, we'll take it. Stacy says, let's all go to Vegas. Here's some smudgies for you guys. All right. So it looks like we are going to jump into channeling first, actually. And then we're going to get to our ritual. So have your dirt. Yep, okay, we are ready to begin. So without further ado, welcome. I'm so excited. Let's do it. Make sure I got these questions. Okay, Charlie, I got your question. Sure I don't lose it. Okay. Let's start by connecting our energies, doing a quick clear, and getting ready to receive. So as long as you're not driving, go ahead and close your eyes. Go ahead and bring awareness to your belly and ask your belly to soften. Bringing awareness to your jaw, asking your jaw to soften as well. Nice, gentle spine. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and then bring them down. Opening that heart chakra. And taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly. And let it go. Nice, slow, deep inhale. And one more time, deep breath in. Taking a moment to call all of our energy back into our bodies. Calling our energies back from the future and from the past. Calling our energies back from our day. From words spoken, from thoughts you had, from objects you've touched, and from places you've been. Bringing all of your energy into your body through that heart chakra as you breathe it in. And exhale to let it integrate. Breathing it in. Exhaling to integrate. One more time. Feeling into your body, feeling present with all of your energy here with you, feeling that heart chakra open to receive. Setting an intention tonight to receive information for our best and highest good. Receiving this information only from the highest vibration of love. Taking what resonates and leaving what doesn't. And above all, retaining our sovereignty and staying in our heart space. We're sending thanks and gratitude for our ancestors, for our higher selves, for all the beings joining in tonight to assist us in this channeling event. Welcome. Receive more deep breath in and let it go. And when you feel ready, come back to the room. We have Ashtar here. Okay, and we have an energy that is not a real thing, but a symbol. It is a bird that is two birds in one. It is a seagull and it is a blue jay, and it's showing itself like a chimera, half and half. So the whole side of one, the whole side of it is one, and the other side. It's not the most attractive, but that's the energy that is there. Okay. Ashtar sends his greetings and welcomes all of you here, and is excited to begin this transmission and connection of energies. And of course, must begin this evening by lending congratulations to all of us for an excellent for an excellent, it feels like a carrying through, but I think it's an execution, not like, but like carrying something out, like a, I'm sorry, my words aren't great today. It's congratulations for this leg of the job being very well done. There has been an immense effort put forth from us that has been felt, the resonance of which has been felt throughout the galaxy, because there's been such a concerted effort to bring through truth energy, to bring through heart space energy, and such a marvelous concentration on understanding connection and causality, and understanding your higher purpose in the form of energy and energy bandwidth and energy processing. Good job on that. It's been noted that there has been a graduation, so to speak, of which would be a leveling up in base understanding of energetics that has occurred, which has then consequently leveled up the collective. So the work that you are each doing individually in your own lives, breakthroughs that you've had during Cancer season, especially those that are hidden breakthroughs, meaning that they are felt most intensely within your own self and being. Those have been excellently done, and have created that graduation effect, which has leveled up collective consciousness. So that is very good. A reminder that as collective consciousness is leveled up, you may be looking for hopeful signs and for things to look better in the collective. Unfortunately, that is not the indicator that collective consciousness is rising up. In fact, at this time, collective consciousness rising up is going to look much messier and more chaotic, and very possibly violent in some ways, because as the collective consciousness rises up, so does the pull to bring it back down. So the pushback effect comes into play. So it is in fact in that sense an energetic war, tug of war, um, or just war, both both war and tug of war. That kind of when you get higher, there's more tension on this side. Okay, that doesn't mean you get pulled though, because we are really maintaining that, but there's still a tension. And so just kind of being aware of that, that you cannot you cannot gauge the success of collective rising by what things look like right now in the collective. In fact, if it looks messy, it's a sure thing that it's getting better, is what he's saying. So, okay. Um, okay. So we're gonna get to the questions because that we have a question that actually goes right into that. Okay, we're going to start with talking about the Lionsgate portal. So, my brain was telling me that I just only had the August 8th date in mind. Um, and we are currently in the Lionsgate portal, from what I'm understanding, and but it does peak on the 8th. And so here's our question. Hi, Sarah. I've read that the Lionsgate portal is open from now until the 26th of August with a peak power on the 8th of August. What do we need to know about this, and how do we vibrate at a higher level? And we're tagging into a follow-up question that says how to vibrate at a higher level in the face of massive change and fear of the unknown. Oh, that's funny because we were just talking about that. Okay. So first, some things about the energy portal we're currently in. Something to note is that as of right now, so our current understanding of portal energy is, again, very rudimentary at this point. As we move through into new understandings of different astrological schools, different astrological schools that actually take into account the astrological teachings and understandings of other galaxies, and dovetail them. We will understand energetic portals a little better, because there are uh, the reason that this particular portal every year is so powerful for us is because it actually aligns with several other portals that open up simultaneously within different astrological schools and not in this galaxy. So it gives us the opportunity to basically not only access um, immense energy from here, it allows us to access immense energy and understanding um, from many different places all at once. So it's like multi-dimensional portal is opening during this time, and it's a time of, like, if you think of it like an information highway that you only get to travel at certain times of the year. The highway has, just like any highway, is just wide open and available, right? And depending on what you're driving in, you could either go really, really, really fast, or you could go very, very, very slow. There's no judgment about that. The portal is the highway itself. How we utilize the energy depends upon our energetic vehicle, which we could also call the Merkaba, okay? And that energetic vehicle is constructed and constantly shifts and changes based upon our current understanding of energy. And so every year, if you've been consciously aware of the Lionsgate portal, for example, and each year you feel into that energy and like you are working with it, you may notice that each year it feels very different for you and brings different experiences. And that's because your vehicle has changed, okay? And so when these portals are open, and we have the ability to travel really fast on these highways and like get all this information, it's important to remember that it's open so that you could have the experience and get the information that you need. So you can't judge it based off of anybody else's experience, which is, kind of a message that is annoying and we get all the time. But let's come back to the question. There's a question specifically about how to vibrate at a higher level. And Ashtar is going to say about that. You're already vibrating at a very high level. Be very careful about asking or in your brain saying that you want to vibrate higher. If you're not, like, you don't want to go too fast or too high because you'll spin out. So higher isn't better. It's more what vibration allows you to access your experience, okay? So whatever it is in front of you at that time, right? For example, I'm here doing this with you guys. The vibratory level for me that's going to give me the best experience for doing this with you is not going to be the same vibratory level that's best for me when I'm hanging out with my kids and making dinner. You see? It's completely inappropriate. So understand, he just to my skin on that one. Understand that higher isn't better. It's what vibration matches what you need to be doing to give you the best experience possible, okay? And this isn't something that you missed, because some understandings can only come after other understandings are integrated. So this is like the next understanding of vibrating on different levels, because before it was just important to go higher. So you're not wrong, okay? Before it was just important to go higher. Now you've gotten to a point where your set point is already at a level that brings you out of the place of not knowing, okay? Of the place of sleeping. You only needed to get high enough out so that you weren't asleep anymore. Once you're out of that, that's when you start playing with what vibration do I need to be at to have the best experience for what I'm currently doing, right? Again, it's like anything else. And I mean, this makes a lot of sense to me, actually. I like it. So with that being said, it's now getting in that brain and saying faster isn't better, higher isn't better, but being very present to what it is you need to do, what you're accomplishing, and what experience you want to have. And then allowing your vibration to find the perfect place it needs to be. And understanding you've already done the work of raising your vibration to the point where you're not in sleep mode. So you don't need to worry about that anymore. Does that answer your question? Okay. Okay. Okay, Stacy, I see your question. And I think that question, okay, we're gonna do both of these together, I think. And then one question, how do I do this best? We're gonna do this one. Is this new Leo energy bringing in higher vibes and positive energy in the collective? I feel like this is our trend tonight then, huh? With the vibes. um, so, right, but this is collective we're talking about. So that is a little bit different. Um, is this new Leo energy bringing in higher vibes and positive energy in the collective? So, yes and no, because again, this is a portal, which is a highway. So, we have to use we have to use this in order for it to do something. It's not doing something all by itself, which is interesting because I don't think I felt that way. Um, but again, um, this is a time of action. So we've been in a space of like kind of inertia for a second of like, ooh, don't do anything, don't touch it. And it's not that anymore. We're moving into a time of action. And again, think of this portal energy as a highway. So is this is this energy going to bring with it higher and more positive vibrations? Of course, because you're doing your work and you're bringing that in. But remember, we are not supposed to be focusing on the collective right now. We focus here now, because when we focus here, what we're doing affects the collective by proxy. Okay, so still remember that because it's a really easy to forget and ricochet out into collective energy, and it's too big. You are not going to be able to change collective energy by moving over there, but you will change it by staying right here. And you are actually already doing that. That's what I think we said that already. So to answer your question with, many more questions and not a straight answer is yes, yes, if you are going to put in that energy and keep doing your own inner work. Use this energy to bolster you in your own goals and your own inner work, because that is what is changing the energy of the collective. Every moment that you have that feeling of like, whew, I'm actually doing this. I'm in this bitch. Every time you feel that, even if it's like 30 seconds on a Tuesday, every time you feel that, that's when you know what I'm doing is affecting the collective. That's how you know. So just keep like, you know, recognizing those moments, and they'll come more and more. There'll be more. And if it is 30 seconds on a Tuesday, so fucking be it, right? It's better than no seconds on a Tuesday. So just take what comes and like keep going. But those are the feelings you're looking for, because that lets you know like, yeah, you got it. Yvonne says, being Leo, how do we step into a true Leo self with this portal? You guys are throwing me the tricky questions today. You're trying to trigger Ashtar. Okay, let's just take a minute here and talk about the Leo. Right. So for those who are watching who hold a lot of Leo energy within them, please remember, even if you're not a Leo sun, you may contain copious amounts of Leo energy depending on what your chart says, right? So not just sun. You could have it in your moon, your rising, your Mercury, like I don't know. I know some of you. Leo energy, but remember, when we're in a season, even if you have none of the season's energy, it's also your opportunity to experience it and integrate it, even if you're not a Leo, and sometimes especially so. But Yvonne says, sorry, my birthday is Sunday, a true Leo. I mean, I love it. I'm here for it. And you're absolutely right. So yeah, so if you are embodying a lot of Leo energy, how do you step into your true Leo self with this portal? This is a trick question, so pay attention to this. There is no such thing as stepping into your true Leo self. There is such a thing as stepping into your true self. Leo is an energy. Leo is a vibe. Leo is a vibration, but yourself lives outside of your astrological placements. Okay? So while these are very helpful tools and markers and insights to get an idea of the plan you had for yourself, it is not actually your true identity, because who you are as individuals is so much more than a mere astrological sign. And that is something that it would be very wonderful for more of you to recognize and embody. So, with that being said, how do you step into your true self? Well, you step into your true self bravely, curiously, lovingly, and with passion and excitement. And you can do this so efficiently during Leo season, because Leo season really supports that vibe, okay? So for everybody, and not just my Leo friends, of which I have so many and love so dearly, um, you're the life of the party, right? When you're happy, everybody's happy. Giving you attention gives us attention, right? So it's like the best party of all time if you are a generous soul, because the more you give Leo energy, the more Leo energy gives you back. So stepping into your true Leo self is really just stepping into yourself and allowing yourself to shine very brightly, not taking bullshit from anybody. And if anyone comes at you, especially my Leo friends during your birthday season, and tries to tell you to be less shiny and less fiery and less bright during your fucking birthday season, you say, nope, absolutely not. Okay? It's not Virgo season, so sit down. So you can just enjoy yourself and really feel that fire. Okay? That's me telling you that. It's not Ashtar. Okay. Stacy, don't let me forget to talk about the bird energy, because that has been a really big thing. Oh, Nicole says that too. Okay. No, people don't let me forget the bird energy, because we have a couple more questions in this vein and then we'll jump into that. Um, okay. How do we relinquish our desire to control the flow of our lives without also letting the perseverance slash grit that helps drive us towards our dreams and purposes? So, how do we release our desire to control the flow of your life without also letting go of the grit that helps drive us towards our dreams and purpose? So, I get that. Basically, like, how do you go with the flow while at the same time directing the flow? So, I'd love to hear. Okay, so this is a good one, and it actually ties into, um, was it Stacy's question? Let me see if it was. Yes. So Stacy asked, how do we know if we have an attachment? How to identify the emotion associated with it, and how to remove them safely and kindly? And he's saying that ties into this question, which is, how do we release our desire to control the flow of our lives without also letting go of the perseverance or grit that helps drive us towards our dreams and purpose? The first thing that needs to be identified, as far as the first question, is understanding why and what you are trying to control. Is your need to control things a response to something else? And if so, what is it a response to? Where does your need to control come from? Because your need to control may be completely separate from actually allowing things to flow. It could have nothing to do with manifesting and flowing or directing how your life goes or anything. This has been coming up so much for us of the past 2 weeks about allowing other people to experience the consequences of their own actions, and removing ourselves from the place of, you know, creating situations where nobody does feel the consequences and basically directing and orchestrating to prevent disaster, right? So first, that needs to be identified, because typically if you feel like you're very controlling over how things go, how events go, it's usually because there's a fear there that if you weren't controlling it, it would completely spiral out into pure chaos and become dangerous for you. And there's a fear in there. Now, once that is looked at and you kind of have an idea of that, a more baseline approach to releasing flow while still having energy and drive is to stay open to the fact that at any point in time, what feels good to you may change. Your dreams, your hopes, your desires, your trajectory, how you accomplish those things, those are allowed to change. But if you don't allow them to change, if you feel like you must pick one thing and it has to be that, then what tends to happen is you try to then control everything and make it work because you've decided you can't change your mind. Okay? So, right. Okay, so this then goes back to the formula, which says don't focus so much on what it is or how you're going to make it happen, but focus so much on how it's going to feel, on what you want to feel. We've said this a lot, but it's just a reminder. If you're focusing on how you want to feel and you relinquish control over how you accomplish receiving that, you open up everything. All channels lead to those feelings for you. Oftentimes, you actually, he's saying this has happened to all of you more than once. You have asked for something and it has come to you, but it doesn't look the way you said it needed to look, and so you didn't take it. And you may have realized later what it was, but sometimes you don't even know. It's just like, this is like a feeling like, ooh, did I miss something? It's like, you did, but it's okay. It's not like you're gonna miss times, right? It's just understanding that like the system works, but we don't see everything sometimes because we are wicked stubborn, right? So, okay, you're asking for something, it's coming, it's not probably going to look the way your brain's painting the picture, and that's actually good because remember, your imagination is limited. It is very limited. Even if you think you have a fantastic imagination, I promise you it is very limited because think about it. 10 years ago, would you have imagined half the shit that is your normal life right now? Would your brain have conceptualized every little aspect of it? No. Like, I mean, I can answer for me. No, of course not. What the hell? None of it makes any damn sense. Why? How would I have figured it out? Like, so just remember that. Because in another 10 years, you're going to look back at everything that's happened and be like, what? But at least you know, since you're driving this ship, at least you know how you want it to feel. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Go by the feeling. Nobody cares what it looks like. Well, maybe you do, but it doesn't matter because you're going to miss what you want by thinking it needs to be a certain way. Okay? And when it comes to, because I guess someone's not asking this question, is that what you're saying? There's someone whose energy is very strong at this exact second, and may actually have a lot of Leo energy, actually, where this actually very much applies to a romantic situation where you've kind of been very much like, this is what I want in my romantic partner, but you've put a very like rigid concept of what that person looks like, it feels like, what they look like or present like. And so you are not seeing all of the ways or all of the people who could actually be that for you, because the person doesn't look it, you're looking for the person that looks a certain way, and it's not like it's not lining up for you. Does that make sense? Like it's not everybody tonight. This is it feels like one person, honestly. So don't shoot the messenger if it's you. Okay. So okay. Let's put a pin in that for a second because we got to talk about the bird energy. Let me read these comments real quick. I can't with the birds. Okay. I've had birds almost hit me this week. Nicole says, with the bird energy that's here tonight, what messages do they have for us? I've seen lots of bird energy lately with bluebirds, cardinals, and finches. Okay. Birds have been a theme for me too, Kid says. I had a hawk hanging out on my back porch and then flew off. Then 2 house sparrows sitting on my windowsill, peering into my house. Jen says, yes, big bird energy, so many blue and green herons. Jenna says, raising birds every day is bird energy in my world. Okay. Okay, so let's tap into the bird energy. I've also had a lot of bird energy, and like I live in a place where you think I would find a lot of feathers because it's like 3 acres here and there's always birds, but you don't find feathers here. And I've even gone out when there's been like mass floods of birds coming through thinking like surely they'll leave something, and it's like nothing. Like, and so when I do find a feather here, I'm always like, whoa, like this is big freaking deal. And on Saturday, Megan found a hawk feather that was sticking straight up in almost the exact same place that the first hawk feather I found here when I first moved here was. So it was like kind of like, whoa. And then ever since then, I've been walking out to the yard and I found a feather every single day in like almost the same spot. So it's been like, whoa. It's been crazy. Let's talk about it. What's with the bird energy? Okay, major. So bird energy, a lot of bird energy and dragon energy will show up during major energetic shifts. Okay, the thing that is really remarkable at this time is so many of you are actually, death carding in life at this time. Okay, all of us are kind of like circling the drain on a cycle. Okay, which means you're starting a new cycle, and a lot of us have been holding on to dead stuff a lot, and now we're like finally having to like pry our cold dead fingers off of it, and it's finally moving. The energy's finally moving, and so the bird energy is coming through to help clear it, clear it, clear it. There's going to be specific messages, though. If you are seeing specific birds coming through, look that up, because that's why they do it. Because you can Google that, right, and find out very quickly what the significance of that bird is. And that's not a non-scientific way to approach this. Let's just say that, because the internet is there now for a reason, and all of our guides are using it. So like, don't feel like Googling is not like going to be relevant, because it's being used. So if you Google, like the way I do it is I'll Google something and I'll just like kind of like unfocus my eyes a little bit and like start scrolling, and like whatever hits for me, I'll look at that and be like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to look at. Do however it works for you. But for example, if you're getting a lot of a particular type of bird, that means there's a message coming through about your clearing. That's, a consistent like, hey, pay attention to this message. But the bird energy in general and dragon energy is here to help you clear and bolster your transition into the new cycle. So a lot of us are actually stepping completely out of growth spirals. So it's kind of it's a mass exodus. And so it's like wild energy right now as we like all just kind of like go like, oh wait, look, I'm stepping into something totally different. And so it's just really clearing all the stuff. Oh my God, a vulture feather is chef's kiss. Absolutely. Vultures are the best for the clearing. And a reminder that you still have the ability to ask for signs in physical form. Did you remember that? You still can do that. In fact, you're even better at it than you used to be. And you can also call in energy to assist you with extra clearing and anchoring, okay? So call in what you need, guys, because everything's available to you. Everyone's just kind of like waiting up there being like, all right, just like tap me in, coach. What do you need right now? And just kind of ask. You have to ask though, okay? Everybody's operating with extreme consent at this time. So if you're sitting back just wishing and hoping something is happening, they're also wishing and hoping that you'd open your damn mouth and ask for some help, right? So let's be more proactive and like actually use the tools and energies, and remember that everybody's operating with consent, not with like, the Cancer energy of like, well, if you didn't intuit what I needed and did it, then it doesn't count. It's like, no, everybody needs to ask. Use your words. So just remember, we need to ask. That's a big one. Throat chakra. Did I answer everybody's questions that you asked in the chat boxes? If you didn't, let me know. Okay, that one. And I got this one right here. Yeah, I used to say that to my kids too. Use your words. Guess what? Then they start to, and you're like, less words. Okay, Charlie, I got you. So Charlie's question, wait, hold on, sorry. We're shifting gears, so I need to clear. Say. Don't forget that weird seagull blue jay thing. I think it's just to look up seagull energy and blue jay energy, but we'll check in later to see if there's something to say. But we were just talking about birds and you didn't say anything. So, okay. Do we always keep the same astral form, or does it change with different lives? Well, Charlie, when you say astral form, what exactly do you mean by that? I want to make sure that I'm asking this very, very specifically. Physical form. Like, do you look the same? Or that you're a human? Yes, do we look the same in physical astral form? Oh, you mean in the astral, do we always look the same? Can you always identify yourself as the same? You're not talking about incarnating. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure. Okay, oh yes, okay. Okay, this is interesting. So, when you're in the astral plane, which we visit very frequently when we go to do dreamings, in that space, you never quite look the same because you're always changing form to interact with different energies, but your energy signature is what is recognized. So it's, here on Earth, perception of physical form through eyes is a kind of unique thing we do here, that like we recognize people based on how they look. Elsewhere, we recognize people based off of their energy. And we actually still do that, but we're out of practice. Okay, so your energy right now, like your energy right now, is recognizable to everybody, everywhere, as the same. Even though you're inside this body, your energy is its own unique signature that really transcends any physical form. Okay, so that means that's how we recognize each other. So, because I mean, how else would you? If you were going by physical form, that would be absolutely impossible. But we recognize each other's energy signatures. So when you are not in a body here, right, and you're like up bopping around doing astral things, how do your friends know who you are? Well, they just do, because they recognize what you feel like. It's not about actual physical vision, because many entities don't even have that as a function. Like, they don't see like we see, because they like eyesight is so like myopic. Like, it's the most like, yeah, it's just like the most myopic. I'll actually I'll tell you a story that just happened last night that actually is exactly like this. It was so weird. So I was out to dinner, and I was sitting at the bar by the door. So like every time somebody would come in, I'm very nosy and super ADHD. So like if you walk, I mean, I can't even help but like look at you and then kind of listen to your conversation. Just it is me. So this guy walked in. He was this like beautiful like Latino gay boy, and he was just so beautiful. And he sat down at the bar, but it like just something hit me. Like, I recognized him, and I felt like I loved him. I was like, I love him. And he looked right back at me, and I was like, I love you. But we didn't talk. And because I was like, I don't want to be weird or rude to my friends. Like, so we didn't look at each other or anything the whole rest of the night. But I'm sitting there, like, whatever, we get up to go. And I actually exited the restaurant and had to go back in because I got the ping so loud in my head that was like, you need to go say hello. So I went back in, and he was clearly on a date, and I interrupted. And I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. And he just gives me this big smile. And he was like, Sarah. And I was like, what? And I've never met this man ever, but he said that he's tuned into Coffee and Magic a few times. He saw me on the internet, he said. And he said, I've been wanting to like meet you in person. And he's like, and then you like walked in and I saw you. And he's like, I didn't want to be weird, but like, I just recognized you. And I was like, well, I recognized you too. It was just like the most like, kind of feeling, and it reminds me of that, because it's like I didn't know who this guy was, but like my energy absolutely recognized him. And I think based off of conversations I've had with many of you, that kind of thing is happening more and more and more, where you are actually feeling that connection of energy between people, and you're less worried now of like being that weirdo, right? Because you're getting kind of comfortable and being super weird. And because you're doing that, you're just like saying the things you wouldn't normally say, that creates the connection, right? And then it validates that, like, yeah, you actually did get a hit. That's a real thing. So yeah, that's how recognition works. It's all energy. Physical form is something that we as energetic beings actually play with, to the nth degree. We're always doing something wacky with physical form because we can do that. This planet is one of the more dense and structured planets when it comes to appearance. But even our understanding of that is going to change as we understand energy more and more and more. So we actually already have the ability to very much alter our physical appearance more than we think we do. Like, not just through cosmetics. Like, we can energetically alter how we look. We just are not tapped into it yet. But we're almost there. And you've actually, Esther was saying that we've actually known people who have drastically changed what they look like, and it's inexplicable. So if you can think about anyone you've, okay, so this isn't a great example, but it's something. Somebody who's gone through a major emotional trauma will often look completely different, like a completely different person. And that's kind of like the traumatic version of what it looks like to alter your actual physical form through energy, because we tend to understand the negative aspect more than the positive, you know what I mean? So as rough as your appearance can get based on emotional and energetic trauma, the opposite is also true. Okay, so like if you've seen a friend and you haven't seen them in a while and they're just like radiating, it's like, wow, you look amazing. It's energy. It's an energy thing. So it's that. I love that. Kid says, I dropped off my child at daycare and walked by the director and really liked her the first time I met her. But Monday I said, I feel like I need to talk to you. And we ended up having a great discussion about energy. Yeah. Misty says, that's so true. I see pictures of myself prior to massive trauma and I literally look different and don't recognize myself in photos. Yup, absolutely. So those just remember, again, we tend to be so static in that, and like you might tell yourself, well, because I had that emotional trauma, um now now like I'm never going to be able to look different again. But that's also not true, because if you were able to look different, then you're able to look different. Like it's you don't lose that ability. We just, if your brain says you don't have it, then that is all she wrote. You are not going to be able to override a program that you are allowing to be in your brain. No matter how magical you are, that has to be looked at first, because that's like that's your operating system. So you could be we're all the most magical beings in the world, but if you are still running a program that really restricts you, you're not going to see that, because you're still holding yourself back constantly, constantly, constantly. But just remember, as bad as anything's ever been is also as good as it can be, and there's no end to how that cycles through. So there's no end to any of it. Like, you don't just have one and done. It's a constant moving cycle. And even like the aging process is like, a lot of the aging process is because we all collectively agree that that's what we're doing. We all collectively agree that our lifespan is this, and that we agree that, like, well, I don't think any of us agree with this now, but like at some point, didn't we agree that like 50 is old? Didn't we agree that with that? And now it's like, it better not be, because what? Like, and as more and more people stop agreeing with that, people are stopping that process of aging and they don't look quite so old. Have you noticed that? It's like very, like, people are more like into that ambiguous age where it's like, I don't really know how old you are, so I guess that's irrelevant and I shouldn't even worry about it, you know? I was talking to somebody, I think I told you guys this already, but I don't remember. But I was talking to somebody and they were like saying like, "Oh wow, it's amazing that you recognize that at such a young age." And I was like, well, here's the thing. Like, I know plenty of like old people who are really fucking stupid, and I don't think that just because you've been here a long time means you've learned anything, because I know plenty of people who are very stuck in not learning anything and relentless in their pursuit of not learning and growing. So you can just be an absolute ass for a very long time. That doesn't mean you're smarter or wiser. It just means you've been here longer. So just remember that. It's not the time spent, it's the quality, right? So we're not subscribing to those programs anymore. So even like weird stuff like aging is just not, it's not as important. It's not as important for us. Um, Tiffany says I'm related to some old idiots. I mean, okay. Does anybody have any further channeling questions? Because um, Ashtar is actually going to continue to facilitate and be with us through the seating exercise so that he's not actually leaving, but we are almost about to switch over into that more tactile, magical form of the evening. Kit, what do you mean? Oh, interesting. Okay, so the I think a lot of people are having dreams of waves, but there's yours in particular. There's a few different wave things happening here. Okay, some interpretations of the waves coming in are actually like like okay, some of the wave imagery coming in is like, kind of destruction energy that like waves are kind of coming through and like clearing some stuff out and like it's kind of overwhelming. But this, I think for you, the wave energy is actually energy and energetic energetic beings coming in. It's new waves. It's new waves of energy and beings that are coming in really rapidly at this time, and like you can almost like some of you actually like some of you actually feel the waves in your body when these beings enter in, because it's like a very so the vehicles through which these beings are entering in are there's pulse sonic pulse, whatever, something like that. It's something like that type of vehicles. And when these beings enter into our energy atmosphere, they actually do create physical ripples in the energy field, and some people actually feel them in their body. So you might be really feeling that, like you may be feeling that kind of feeling coming through. Stacy says, "How do the star beings learn through us? Can they feel our energies?" Yes, I mean, so human energy is most human energy is like collectively human energy is very small and muted because it's asleep. So like for a long time, like it was hard to connect because it was sleep energy, like it's very sleep energy. When a person wakes up, so imagine like well, I don't have anything for you to see, but imagine like a little flicker of light, right? That you can barely see, very muted. When somebody wakes up, it's like boom, flashlight, and they can and it's you can interact with that. It like opens up, and then you as a being begin to interact with the energies that are around you, and they can interact with you. It's really almost completely impossible and rather irrelevant for star beings to even attempt to interact with a sleeping energy because it doesn't do anything. Like there's nothing to interact with. Okay. So, and just remember, star beings are not like new here. Okay. They're not new here. This isn't like they're not like curious about who we are. Like it's not a mystery. Like they're very much a part of what's happening here and helping us through this. And they are some of them, like again, star beings are just not humans, right? They're just not Earth origin creatures. We are Earthlings. Star beings are just not from Earth. But a lot of them have, a lot of other energies have walked into human bodies. They have been born into human families consciously to assist. Like we're getting all these helps from the non-Earth fam, okay? But it's very hard for them energetically to interact with the sleeping energy. So then when you raise your vibration, like you guys have all done, your antennas are like this, so you can feel everything, and then you can start really interacting. Okay, and everybody's going to have a unique experience with that. Okay. All right. You ready to do magic stuff? So, the reason that we had such a pull, or I had such a pull to start like getting in the dirt again, is because I don't know, it just feels super magic again. Like this felt like the new moon where like I want to seed. Like I want to put my fingers in the dirt and like seed into this stuff again and like really get in that energy. And the dirt came back. I mean, I've always had my dirt here, but I find this to be such a helpful tool for people who are visual. Hold on, if she's gonna be. Give me a second. She's gonna start crying and it's gonna make me not be able to do magic. All right, so it's super helpful for me to actually have this physical reminder in a place that I see all the time to keep my magic going. So tonight, we're gonna do an exercise where we actually seed our intentions and burn them and have them actually like mix in with the soil. And what I suggest you do, water your seeds. Give your seeds little offerings. Add more words and energy. Reiki your dirt, right? Add things in that amplify. And we are going to be working with our dirt. If you're, here doing this with us consistently, we'll continue to work with our dirt through the moon cycles. So we're going to keep touching base, touching base, touching base. Okay. So, and Kate says, because she looked this up for us, seagull meaning is resilience and endurance, sometimes trickery. Blue jay is solidarity and courage. Beautiful. I love that. So let's take a few deep breaths just to kind of get us back in this vibe. Just feel into your body a little bit. Kind of breathe in. Let it out. Breathe it in. One more time. Now I'm going to talk you through a few things, and I just want you to have your paper ready with your pen, because when I give you the prompt, I want you to answer it onto your paper, okay? So you have stepped out of a really magnificent growth spiral. You have learned so much. You've grown so much. You have released so much, and you have gained, you've lost, you've turned left, you've turned right. You've had an adventure on this spiral. And you feel at this time really complete. But there's also a little bit of fear, right? Because even though you know that you are all done with this energy and you're so excited for whatever comes next, you have never consciously created your life in this way before. And there's a part of you that isn't quite so sure that you can actually do that it's real, that you're allowed to. But at the same time, there's a bigger part of you that is so ready to find out. And it is that explorer, that curious person, that almost mischievous energy within you that is actually going to be the driving force that moves you into this next leg of your life, that actually allows you to step into the first rung of an entirely new growth spiral with possibly an entirely new cast of characters, or if some of the characters are the same, their roles have been changed. They've been given entirely new, lines and character arcs, and everything has this like feeling of possible newness. And now, right now at this time, you have the opportunity to take a moment and really start to sketch out the pilot episode of this next leg of your growth spiral energy. And you get to step into this not on the 8th, not in Virgo season. You're going to step into it tonight. You're going to start living in this spiral tonight. In fact, you might already be there. So, with that in mind, understanding that it's okay to be scared, it's okay to doubt yourself a little bit. You've never done this before. Having full compassion with yourself, but also knowing how excited you are and also how little patience you have for waiting for anything. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to wait. It's time to start creating this. So I want you to pull down one word that's just hovering to see if you can catch it. One word that wants to join you on the first episode of this next leg of your journey. What's that word? Bring it in and write it down. And guess what? I think there's a song. There's a song that wants to come through too. What's the song? What song do you want to bring with you to kind of listen to? What's your Vecna song? Bring it in. Like, pop it in there. Don't overthink it. It's not really your Vecna song. Just go with it, even if it's like fucking Apples and Bananas by Rafi. Like, you put that down there, okay? Don't overthink yourself. Okay. Oh, look. Oh, look. There's a color. Pull it in. What is that color? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And now there's a texture, and it's not just any texture. You just like you're taking your hand and you're running it on that texture, and you're like, this is lit. I really like it. I could just touch this all day. What are you touching? I don't care if it's weird, just write it down. Okay? All right. And now I'm going to get slightly serious because, hey, well, just kidding. We're not going to get serious at all. They say, oh, whatever. It's an ancestor coming through. And I don't know which one it is, but they definitely have a personality. And they're coming through and they just are they're cozying up right here next to your shoulder and they're leaning in and they're just whispering one phrase, one sentence to you. What is it? Nice. Now, we're going to burn this. So, do you want to take a picture of it? Or are you going to remember all these things? I'm going to take a picture of mine because I don't remember anything. I'm just going to take a picture of it. And have your fire situation ready, have your dirt ready, have your emergency extinguishing water available to you. Okay? There you go. And before you, like, I want you to just look at this piece of paper and I want you to read it and look at it and notice if anything here just, it kind of surprised you. Did did the word surprise you? Did the touching, did the color surprise you? Is the song weird? Like, is it not what you would have expected? Just kind of feel into that. And then when you have it, crumple it up whatever way feels most best to you and light that puppy on fire. I love fire. Yes. So now those ashes are going to get all mixed in that dirt, all of that good juju's in there. Mm-mm-mm. Looks like everyone is very safe. It wasn't a lot of fire, so that's good. All right. And if you're done with your fire, I would love to hear like what your song was or anything you want to share. My song really surprised me because it was Vision of Love by Mariah Carey. Like, why? It's better than the ABBA song I had stuck in my head all day. So that's fine. All right. Charlie says, my word and song is Respect by Aretha Franklin in the color purple. Ugh. Danny says, my word was freedom. The song was Break My Soul, color purple. Janine, Priority by Emily Vaughn. She says, mine was the Friends theme song. It's by the Rembrandts. No. Nicole says, mine was It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC. Stacy says, all you need is love, golden, rainbow, water, be all you can be the everything. Oh, I love that. Yvonne says, I can't do the ritual now, but I wrote things down. My word is magic, and the song is Do You Believe in Magic? Jen says, my word was glorious, and my song was Gloria by Patti Smith. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. My word was home, and my song was Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. You know what? I should make a playlist, huh? I should make a playlist. Cassie says, Somewhere in My Heart by Aztec, something or other. Color green and word successful. Tiffany says, Prepared was my word. My song was It's About Damn Time. We love that one. And color is royal blue. Kate says, Togetherness. Jason Mraz song, You and I. Oh, I love that song. I was about to be like, do we sing it for you? No, thank you. My great grandmother came through, and I'm not telling what she said, but she's a hoot. I love that. Janelle says, Not the Same as It Was by Harry Styles. That's a good one. Jen says, Confidence. Another About Damn Time. Dark Purple and Don't Hesitate. Word is Vibrance, and song was Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, and my phrase was You Got This. Color teal and velvet. Oh yeah. All right. My aunt came through. She says, Get it together. Gotta love the aunties. Oh my God, amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I will definitely. I'm going to go through the transcript and I'm going to make us a playlist because I think that would be a very interesting playlist indeed, and possibly exactly what we need to hear. So I kind of love it. If you are watching this not live, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or send me an email with your song so I can add it to the playlist that I will be putting on Spotify. My great grandmother said, "A vivir la vida, go live life." Tiffany says, "I could see the smirk on her face. She was no nonsense." Honestly, I don't think any of us are any nonsense. You know what I mean? I don't think we're any nonsense at all. I think we've all collectively walked into that room that's like, ooh, it's the fuck around and find out room. I hope you enjoy your stay. Okay, so guys, good job with your magic. It was amazing. Again, with your dirt, put your dirt somewhere, obviously, where your cat's not going to get it, a kid's not going to knock it down. You know the drill. And maybe put it somewhere that you are going to see it fairly frequently, and you can just give it some love. Because remember, your intentions and your magic love attention, right? So just put it somewhere where you're going to see, and give it things. Give it little gifts. When you go out walking and you find some weird bug, give it to your dirt, right? If you find a butterfly wing, maybe you want to put it in your dirt. Maybe there's a crystal that wants to live there for a little while. Whenever I light sage, I put it into my dirt to hold because then it helps and does that. So whatever feels good for you. Some people love to water their dirt, just little sprinkles. Maybe your dirt wants a little bit of tequila sometimes. I don't know, but treat your dirt really well. Okay, and remember, just like you, what your intentions want, it's going to change. So let the things change. Okay, we are moving into August soon, and we're going to do something on the Monday that's Lionsgate, which is the 8th. Okay, we're going to do something magical together, probably with our dirt. I don't know, but we need to connect energies on that day. So just keep that in mind. I think it's a Monday anyway, so we'd see each other. But I love you. I'm very grateful that you're here today. Don't leave yet because we got to close out. But it is, as always, the best, most pleasurable honor to connect energies with all of you and to witness your badassery, because truly, I have been witnessing that left and right with you guys. You make me laugh, you stun me, you excite me, you're all the things. You're just amazing. And we really do got this. It's been quite the stretch, but we're moving. So it feels pretty good. So, mwah, I love you. Let's close our eyes, bring this down a little bit, and then go have a glass of wine or something. Now, off to bed, right? Okay. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, I want you to really push that breath out. Breathe in up through your root and push it out. Again. Two more times. One more time. Intentionally disconnecting our energy from this circle at this time with so much gratitude and love for this time together, for the energy, for the connection, and for the magic. Releasing all energy that is not for us at this present time, holding only energy that is for us at this present time. Holding the intention of integration, holding the intention of pure self-love, of sovereignty, of ownership of our own bodies, of excitement, of understanding our place in the wholeness of this magical world that we inhabit. Feeling powerful, feeling strong, and feeling so very loved and so very supported. Breathing in and letting it go. I hope you get an amazing night's sleep. I hope you have some wild, kick ass dreams tonight. And I will see you tomorrow morning. It's Friday, 10 a.m.